Hey, happy Wonderland Wednesday. Wow, it has been so long since I've been on one of these IG Lives, and it's so exciting. Today we have a really special guest coming in, a dear friend of mine, Yuri Lowenthal, who has just done something pretty miraculous, which is this incredible crossover hip-hop album inspired by the anime Naruto. So I'm so excited to bring him on. There's going to be time for you guys to ask questions and hear a little bit of the album. So let's just dive right in and bring Yuri onto the stream. Hi, guys. So many great faces. Mark Evan. Hey, Tamar, Mikey Carr. What's going on? Chloe, Craig, Callie. So many old faces. Voice of Sean. Hey, Yuri.
Hey.
Don't you love how it just gets you get the perfect framing and then it's like, oh, hey.
I know. Let's fix this.
We're going to pull out here. How's it going?
It's going good.
I have not seen you in so long in real life.
I know. It's crazy. Like, we used to see each other all the time.
Yeah. The Space Racers days for sure. But you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So do you. We haven't aged a day.
No, those kids, they didn't age us.
The pandemic.
Just on the inside.
Here, I'm gonna. If you see me looking off, it's because I want to remember to tell the people who are over on mine to come over here. I just want to let everybody know.
Oh yeah. Are you double streaming?
No. I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
Yay. Oh my God. So we've just been listening to the album. I have to admit that like this crossover, if we want to call it that, I mean, I think I've never really heard of anything like this. And so I was curious, like, what gave you the idea to produce anime inspired hip hop album?
I will throw all of the, and hopefully he'll join us in the chat here.
Big Lugg.
Big Lugg. Yeah. Big Lugg is a hip hop artist who reached out to me a long time, a couple of years ago, I think, for the first time, just to record, because he's a big fan of Naruto. And, he does, he makes music about all sorts of things. He'd never really, made a bunch of stuff that's, directly, tied to Naruto, but he wanted to. And so he's like, hey, I know you don't know me and I'm not famous, but would you mind, would you have any problem, recording in your Sasuke voice, just some drops for me that I could put in some of my tracks? And I was like, okay, well, let me vet you first, because I can't just, do that for anyone and then find out that, they're criminals. Yeah. But I checked him out and his stuff looked great. And so I recorded some stuff, just, some really short things. And he's like, hey, what would you think about collaborating with me on a song? Maybe just a couple little, a couple lines here. Would you record these lines? And I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds, I mean, I don't sing, you know that, right? And he's like, don't worry about it. I got you. And he put together I think the first song we worked on, which ended up on this record, is called Prayer. And my son Sagan loves singing it. Like, it's his favorite song. I love it. It's the best. Oh my God. But he sent it back to me and I'm like, oh, wow, you're really good at this. And so I thought it was just going to be a one-off, though. Hey, thanks for helping me out on this song. He's
like, what year was this?
This was a year ago, probably about a year ago.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And
quick.
And then he said, yeah, what would you think about doing a Naruto-themed hip-hop album? And I'm like, that's crazy. Sure, what you did is already so great. Like, I trust you at this point as a collaborator, as an artist. He said, well, what do you think? Do you think other of the dub actors would be up for it? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask. I mean, maybe some of them, who knows? And so he would reach out to them, and then I would immediately get an email from whoever the actor was saying, this guy just reached. He says he knows you, but this is a joke, right? This is a scam. I'm like, no. It's for real. If you're down to do it, do whatever he says, and trust me, it's gonna come out great. And then they would do it, and I'd get an email from them after they had heard the finished track, and they'd be like, "That was so much better than I thought it was gonna be." I'm like, "I know, I told you."
Big Lugg making everyone sound good.
Yeah, no, he's a genius and a great lyricist, and I mean, super beatsmith. Like, I mean, he's so good. And so we finally, all this, he reached out to a bunch of different actors. We got several of the actors from the show. Hi, Eva. And all of a sudden we had all these songs, like enough for a record. And
wow,
we decided fairly early on, because he's like, "Do you think we're going to get in trouble for this?" And I'm like, I don't know. Whoever knows, he's going to get in trouble with like Viz, the parent company, the distributor of Naruto. And I said, "Look, I don't think we're doing anything wrong here, but why don't we?" And I forget whose idea it was. It may have been his idea. He's like, "Why don't we do the album just for charity?" And so we both agreed right away that was the way to go. And so far, we haven't gotten in trouble with anyone. And that the album came out like a week ago, I guess, or so, almost. And we did our best to promote, going into it, but I mean, neither of us are really good promoters. So, but it seems to, if you're a fan of Naruto, there's so many deep cuts in this. Like, all the songs have these great references and inside jokes, and while some of the songs can be funny, Big Lugg has done a great job of like not making fun of Naruto, because he loves it so much. And thank God, because even though I'm on the show and I've been playing this character for almost 20 years, I don't I don't know the lore the way true fans do. Like, I haven't seen every episode. I don't know all that stuff. Right. So I was so glad that he was there, because he really does love it and know it. And every song honors, the characters in the franchise. What's up, Bazzoni? I saw you jump in there. But so, yeah, so I will say I did not have on my bingo card that I would perform and help produce a hip hop album that would chart on iTunes in the first day it was released. So
and let's talk about
there
that.
He is.
Yes, Big Lugg in the house. I'm
house.
gonna pin your comment, Big Lugg, so people can find you if they want to follow. It charted at number 5.
Or so, yeah, like number 5 in hip hop and number 30, like right behind Evanescence on the first day.
Wow, yeah. That just really speaks to the fan base, and
yeah, very much so.
That's a lot of power. I mean, did you ever expect anything like that in your wildest dreams?
I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I had never done this before. I've created things before and promoted them, and I know promoting is hard, but it is cool when it's attached to something that people already love, because they're like, "Oh, there's a I love that thing. Maybe I'll try this thing that's about that thing that I love so much." And but everybody is so I love people are loving the record. I mean, it just makes me so happy. So much of the stuff we create, so much of the stuff we create just sort of goes into the ether, because it's such a big space out there and just gets lost. But there's a lot of noise, a lot of projects, an abundance of content, but this one seems to have really struck the zeitgeist. So that is very cool. I hope so. Yeah. I think it'll be a slow burn, but yeah.
Where is Big Lugg from?
You're in. Oh, geez. And are we allowed to call you by your real name, or should we just keep referring to you as Big Lugg?
And are you indeed a Big Lugg? That's my next question.
He is not. I never asked you. Maybe we could find out on this thing. You never, or we never talked about where your name comes from. Your
welcome to chime in, Big Lugg.
I don't know if you want to tell us, or
if you're camera shy, we could always.
Oh, that's right. I mean, can we invite him on? Is that a thing?
We sure can. Would you like? If you would like to join Big Lugg, then just send us a request so it's easy to find you to join the live.
And he said I could leak his real name, which is Clay Dietz. So
Clay Dietz, that sounds familiar. Is that just like one of those?
I think it's one of those familiar sounding names. I don't know. Yeah. But if you want to jump in, Clay, do the request, and Alicyn will have you in, because I'd love to have you answer some of these questions. But
that is not Jeffrey Rodriguez.
You don't have to.
Sorry, Jeffrey Rodriguez. Just Big Lugg for now.
Yes, the Spider-Man hot toys are great. I have 4 or 5 of them myself. But I didn't warn him that we might invite him in. So
he's in his pajamas right now, just making beats in his PJs, like the rest of the world.
That's how I imagine you, Clay. I just imagine that whenever I'm not talking to you, you're just making beats. So, you may have heard my voice in the Saints Row that came out. You can't keep me out of Saints Row. I will find my way in no matter what.
And so, Yuri, can you talk a little bit about the charities, 2 charities, I believe, that the album is benefiting?
Yeah, the 2 charities that the album benefits are, the first one is NAACP Legal Fund, and the second one is Asian Americans Advancing Justice. And we landed on those 2 because we felt it was good, like it's representative. We wanted charities that represented what we were doing, and so NAACP representing the hip hop side of this, and Asian Americans Advancing Justice representing the anime side of it. So we we went through a lot of different ones, and there were some early on that we were looking at, and others, and this seemed to fit right, and worked with the distribution company as well to make it so that the money would just go straight to them.
Amazing. That's great. So, and what percentage of the proceeds go to benefit the charity?
All of it. Yeah.
That's amazing. So all of you guys are just putting in your sweat, blood, and creative juices to make this something special. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe the work that Clay has put into this record, knowing, that he wasn't going to see, a financial return.
Big Lugg is asking how he comes in. Hold on, Big Lugg. Let me.
Oh, yeah.
Get
in here, Clay.
Let's see. I think I need to go here, and then let me search for you, because there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
Big Lugg. There he is. Okay, you ready, Big Lugg? Good, because you can help answer a lot of the questions that we have.
Yeah. There he is.
Hey,
hello.
What's up, Clay?
What's up? How y'all doing? I was 100% in my PJs.
I knew it. I'm in my workout clothes. It's fine.
Right?
That's the great thing about live. Nobody had to take a shower to come to this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I smell horrible.
So where are you
Never know.
Big Lugg?
Never know. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist, the genius, Big Lugg, the Clay Dietz.
Clay Dietz.
I can't clap because I'm holding my phone.
Clay, where are you located? Where do you live?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Nice.
Right. I always forget. I don't know why I always forget that.
Yeah, I forget too.
Was there a moment when you decided that this was something you wanted to do, or was it just a natural progression out of getting a vocal sample from Yuri and then deciding, wow, this sounds cool, we should do a track?
So I remember when I initially had sent him the request to do the producer tag, where he was like, fire style, Big Lugg beats jutsu. And like, I was sitting there, I think it was 2020, it was early 2020. And I was almost done with this like mixtape I was doing. And I was like 5 a.m. I was just sitting there. I was like, I wonder if he's down to do a song. And like, no hesitation, I was like, hey, you down to do a song? And he was just like, I'm in. and from there, it was just kind of a natural progression and impulse. And then I was just like, what if we did an album? Because this song was really cool. And then he was just like, okay, hold on. And then the more like we just like would talk about it here and there. And then next thing we knew, I was just like, we have an album. And I didn't know where it happened to. Like, it just was a very natural progression.
He was very patient. He was very patient with me.
you showed Yuri the ropes.
Yeah.
But so it seems like maybe the pandemic had something to do with a little extra creative energy, maybe, or a little extra time on your hands. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I already had plenty of time on my hands, but then like I was already a homebody from there, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh, that works. Yeah, like I can do this. And then like that first, I think it was like the first month like of the pandemic, maybe even a little before. And then so then having all that time to just like, I was like, this is really cool. I'm going all in on this. Like this is like this.
Well, I could tell you were having fun. I could tell you were having fun because you would turn stuff around so fast. Like I would send you my recorded, stuff, and then a couple hours later he would send me the finished track back. And I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
There were times where I would like drop everything I was doing. It was like the meme. It's like, babe, wake up. Yuri just sent WeTransfer link. Like I would just hop in and just do it. Like just immediately when I could, just scurrying around like, oh, go time.
Yeah. Clay, are you a big hip hop fan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who are some of your biggest musical influences?
Ooh, there's too many. I flew around. I remember when I was younger, I really liked listening to Redman a lot. Like a lot of Redman. I would switch though. I would be jamming the most weird things. So as a kid, like I remember once I didn't know anything. I was just a little kid, and I convinced my grandma to buy me a Sir Mix-a-Lot CD of all things. So I'm just in there jamming I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie. And I'm just a kid. And I was like, okay, just picking anything I could. So it was just all across the board, just random things. I have too long of a list. That would have to be its own live stream, honestly.
Love you back. Now you have a lot of different talent, like Tara Platt, Yuri's wife is featured on the album, Ben Diskin, Tom Gibbs, who I haven't seen in a million years. Tom, if you're on here, high five. Henry Dittman, Sissy Jones, Neil Kaplan, who is going to be on this podcast next week.
Fantastic. You should have him sing as Madara Uchiha.
We already taped it, so it's
okay, fair enough.
I was gonna say just have him say dance.
And Ryan Donovan. Who was the first after Yuri to jump on board and be like, hell yeah?
Well,
besides Tara, who doesn't count because you knew she was an easy get.
you had it
like, hey babe, yeah.
Yeah, that was honestly, I was like, hey, get Tara on this. And you were like, all right. Neil actually was the first one up.
Yeah. Nice.
Neil happened very quickly and just like to the point. Like, I don't even remember how I reached out. But then like, he was like, I feel like the whole interaction was like, And then like a few weeks later, it was like, thank you for your patience. And I was just like, oh, it's here. Like, and that was like the interaction. That was the whole thing. But it came out perfectly.
Yeah.
Wow.
The exact order, I don't remember the full order, to be honest. It was all kind of a blur.
But I love how you crafted each one of those songs for each, specific person and specific character. Each one has its own feel and, is totally different. And again, I'm just going to keep throwing kudos at you because I still don't believe what you pulled off.
Yuri, any other potential collaborations, like a Spider-Man record or any kind of upcoming collabs?
I don't know. We're also fresh from this one that, that we didn't know if it would work. We haven't really thought too far ahead, but I don't see why it couldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, we could do anything at this point. I mean, like it's been like a week now, probably, right? But I mean, I've heard a lot of people say Firestyle to win, and
do you think they'll be there?
Well, and I'm wondering now if now that this record is out and people can hear how awesome it is, if some of the other cast is going to be like, hey, if you guys, the ones who weren't on this one, like, another one, I just want you to know, I'm available.
Like, oh, that was you? Oh, yeah, wait, I didn't even
sorry,
see
I never
your
got
email.
back to you, I didn't know.
Right. And people are legitimately busy and pandemic.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with that. So what has first of all, I guess anyone that's on the live stream right now, give me a wave if you're currently listening to the album and digging it. I'm curious to get the fan reaction. And give me, let's see, something contrasting. If you haven't listened to it yet, but you're going to check it out, give me a thumbs up. So wave if you're checking it out. and you love it, and thumbs up if you're on the way.
Yeah, if you're gonna listen to it as soon as we finish this live.
Exactly. If you're already downloading it onto a different device.
90 Boy 64. Thank you. Yes,
Daddy
that
Cool
one girl.
Boy.
Yes, yes, Daddy Cool Boy.
Daddy Cool Boy.
Okay,
Gerardo.
Gerardo.
Eva, we know
Neo
that.
Diva with lots of emojis.
Yeah.
Gerardo. Hey, guys.
Lucy. Yes. Okay.
Our vocal page is on it.
Yes.
Vocal.
2
Onar,
squared.
Happy the
Happy
guy.
guy. I love it.
Malachi. Oh, guys, so much support on there. Yuri,
so
have you found? Have you been in contact with anybody at the charity to tell them about this project? Either
No, I mean,
NAACP.
we try to tag them, as often as we can when we're talking about the charity and on social media. Nobody's reached out, but that's okay. They're under no onus. Maybe if it goes nuts and it makes $1 zillion and all of a sudden their coffers are overflowing, they might be like, wait, who are you guys? What's going on?
Take my money, please.
Yeah.
Well, now, you had said, Yuri, that if the album got 500 downloads,
pre-orders, by that first day.
Live stream. I wonder if people are jumping on, wondering if that is this.
No. Otherwise, I would look different, wouldn't I? We did not get the 500 by that first day, but the album is picking up steam, and I do feel people deserve a little something. So we're trying to cook up something. We didn't hit that target, but
what if we could get 500 today?
Oh.
If we could get 500 today, would you consider a little cosplay?
Let's just say I've already bought my outfit.
Hey guys, if you haven't downloaded it yet, now is that download through iTunes only, or is that downloaded on Spotify or any other?
Well, I know for that first thing that we were trying to do, we were trying to sell the record, have people buy the record.
Yeah.
So that would have been on iTunes, but I don't know. Most people listen to music now. They just stream it on Apple Music or Spotify or YouTube. So I'm gonna put up those videos, by the way, Clay. I will.
The best thing to do is to share it with your friends and other fans and people or on Reddit or any other sites on social media. If you share the information, that'll help us get the word out. So thank you guys for your support.
Yes,
absolutely.
Was there any talk of music videos?
Ooh, a little bit.
Yeah,
but
we did. I did send you a little something for one of the tracks, but it's just me with my iPhone in my booth, lip syncing to myself in my booth.
Yeah, originally I had the idea for when we did, because the prayer song from the album was actually on the mixtape from 2020, and I had thought, I was like, I've changed a lot since the song came out, and I was like, I can remaster this and make it an official release to the album. So we had originally, and during the pandemic, I was like, well, obviously we're in different points, but I've been seeing a lot of people do camera music videos. I was like, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
And then so he was like, okay, yeah, I'll send you that. And then from there, I think around the same time, I was like, wait, album. And then I think it kind of got left by the wayside a little bit. But I know we had talked about AMVs maybe. That would probably be.
I almost think that what's going to happen is not that we can't control our own stuff here, but I think people are going to just start making their own AMVs to those songs, and we're just going to get cool videos.
Yeah.
Like that. So I don't know. Shout out to DJ Jinai, who's in the who also knows his anime, and had me working out to super anime remixes way a long time ago. See what you did, Jinai. Somehow it led to this. But yeah, no, we should do videos somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, and fans could even tag you if they create any of their own videos.
Yeah.
TikTok duets could be fun to see what people are putting out there.
I love how excited people are about the album. Jinai said a rap album of the year. Thank you for that.
Oh, wow.
And who was who just said that? Yes, official vids, of course. But that Linkin Park now has AMV competition. they are sort of the king of like AMV background like tracks. So.
That's the best part is I remember being in like middle school and watching Naruto versus Sasuke on the roof to Linkin Park Numb. Like I literally did that.
Oh my god.
Maybe for part 2.
Yeah, Linkin Park feature with the cast.
Amazing.
Yeah. I just love how out of left field this was for me. Like when I mention it to people or when they see it pop up on my feed, like people who know me, friends of mine, they're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I worked on this hip hop album with this guy and now it's out and you can listen to it and people are digging it. And they're like, wait, what did you do? I don't expect those words to be coming out of my mouth. And even when I say them, it feels weird. Oh, somebody wants to know what our favorite song on the album.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if you guys have questions, drop them in the question box. We'll get to a little fan question.
Oh, yeah.
But let's take that one first because we both saw it. What's your favorite song on the album?
It's hard not to go with Maybe Next Time is just such a heart-rending, if you know that relationship in Sasuke and Itachi, and like it's such a beautifully worded song that it's hard not to go with that. But I like Uchiha Gang. I like the simplicity of us, prayer together. Like I said, that's the catchiest. My son he's singing that, running around the house all day. But I love somebody's favorite is Dude in a Crop Top with Ben Tennyson.
Yeah,
awesome.
That one's a good one.
But I love Dub Love too because it gave me and Taryn like an opportunity to like sing at each other, and just to moon over each other in public, which was kind of cool.
Someone asked me who my favorite character in Naruto is.
Shikamaru.
That's a close one. Most people would think Sasuke because
Sasuke, but it's okay. I just want you to know it's okay if you say no. I want if you will be somebody else. Sorry.
Yeah, I was cheering for Naruto the whole time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I'm gonna throw people a different answer every time. Like today, it's gonna be the bridge guy, the guy that met in the beginning, the bridge guy. Everyone's be like, why him?
That's early. That's early on. I love that everybody's coming up. Like people are putting their own favorite tracks in the chat. And I love that there's so many different ones. It's not just like everybody picks the same one, which makes this album very much like the show. And something I always say about the show, they're like, why is Naruto so popular? And I'm like, because there is something for there's a character to fall in love with for everyone out there. Zabuzai, that's right. The bridge. He was in the Bridge Guy arc. The bridge builder, yes. But I love that the record also reflects that. Like it seems like there's a song here for everybody.
Yeah.
I love it.
Going back, I
Miley was too busy, sadly. Sorry.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But she regrets it. She's gonna do it if we do it again.
Did you say that?
It's a little bit.
Favorite song for me would be I feel like each one, it's like kids. Like I can't say which one's my favorite. Like because like I do know that like there was a part I had on the Kabuto song with Henry. I really like I have like all my other music talks about this, but I do have a past with not so great things like drug addiction and things like that. And I had made this song and I was like, hold on, Kabuto has a past. And like it came out interesting because like I was able to like relate the characters. I wasn't writing so much a Naruto verse as much it was like bringing Kabuto into the real world. And like from there, I was able to like kind of contrast each other. And so I'm over here lamenting about my past and he's over here lamenting about his. Or like Dude in a Crop Top, I'd be like, I like to wear crop tops sometimes. And I had already kind of had that song going and I was like, hey Ben, what's up? So like each one has like a piece in it for me. I do know, I think my favorite verse is Yuri's on MC though. The way it starts, the one where he's like, I go in when the kicks drop. That's Lion's Barrage. I was just like, I was like, perfect. I was like, the way he did that does sit high with me.
Now, I just have 10 more minutes left with Yuri, so let's get to a couple fan questions before we have to wrap this up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they don't have to be related to the album if you don't want to. Yeah. I know we're here, but.
Okay, so the question is, gotta ask if the character Killer B and his own rapping skills influenced the album. From Naruto.
100%. Like I had wished, I wished he could have been a part of it too. I didn't have much like reaching out. I know that. But that definitely was where my mind immediately went, as I would think anyone's would be like, oh, there is a character in there who does this. Like, you know, but who knows, maybe in the future, though, something else could happen. But yeah, that was a big influence, I'd say. That was really cool. And I saw a comment once that said, like, dang, Sasuke really learned from his fight versus Killer B. I thought that was funny.
Next question. And I think I know the answer to this, but let's be sure. Did every cast member have to go to the studio?
Oh, it's like in real life?
Yeah, to record.
To record for this
album.
Oh, I'm not actually too sure on that one.
No,
everybody recorded from home, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as I know, every single person recorded in their home studio.
Oh yeah, and.
So none of us actually met. I mean, like Clay and I have never, met in real life. Like it's always been remote. I'm sure we'll change that someday, but for now, I mean, yeah.
I'll bombard you at a convention.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be like,
And were you on the line to direct, or was it kind of like you toss something over and the artist would toss it back?
Sorry, what was the beginning again?
Would you be on Skype or Zoom to direct at the session, or would you just send it to them and they would send it back to you?
Oh no, it would be all through emails, I believe. It was I had a system in place that I thought worked, where I was like, I kept saying Naruto karaoke. I was like, I'll lay down my best impression of you. No offense, of course. And if I do horrible, and and I'd be like, all right. And then, like people would like tweak things and like switch it up and be like, hey, I changed this line a little bit. I changed the pacing here. And I was like, yeah, it's perfect. I can work with it. And then everything I was able to, it was really seamless. It really worked for no Skype calls or anything.
Yeah. He would send me all those pieces. He'd send like the track of the beat, with, placeholders, and he would, you would sort of give me, the rhythm for those lines. And then I would listen to it a bunch of times, and then I'd, record a bunch of different things you had to go through, like, because I never knew what was going to be good, and I felt so not confident about the whole thing that I would send you like a million takes, and I'd be like, fuck, you probably hate having to go through the takes, but then you ended up piecing things together, and in a way that I never would have thought. And sometimes you even pull stuff that was me just messing around, and throw it in there, and then you would put it together, and I'd be like, I think I can do better. And then I would do it all over again. But
it was fun though, because each take was so good from everyone. There was no bad takes. Like, everyone is so talented, and I'm glad everyone did it, because everyone's really good at what they do. Like, it was really fun to go through each take. Like, that's probably the part that was the most fun to me, was like seeing like what y'all would send, and like getting to play with it.
It's nice to have that spirit of collaboration, and I think all of us, especially during the pandemic, are thirsty for that creative drive and getting to work with people and make something together. Yeah. So I think timing was just perfect for that. A lot of people
I was gonna say thanks for your kind words, Tay Spence. Tay's loving that. Awesome.
Oh yeah, and thank you. Sorry, I'm not good at these live streams. People are saying things, and I'm not even looking. I've never done a live stream before.
That's okay.
Thank you to everyone that's saying nice things.
And a lot of people asking too, Yuri, what it's like to voice He-Man. And, you know, I guess the second part of that question would be He-Man album? What would that be? What genre?
Right? I don't know. I can already
Heavy
think
metal? Hard rock?
Oh man.
Who knows? It could be so many things. And Ben Diskin is on that show too. So.
Oh my gosh.
his Skeletor on that show is amazing. Like, to answer your question, you know, getting to voice He-Man is, you know, awesome. Getting to voice Spider-Man is awesome. Getting, you know, to do all of these things that, you know, that I loved as a kid, and getting to do it as a, you know, pretend to do that as a job when I'm grown up is insane. But you know, while the show is called He-Man, it really should be called the Skeletor Show. Ben is so good on the show. He's so good.
Wow, amazing, amazing. All right, if you guys, we're about to wrap it up in 4 minutes, but if you have any more questions, drop them down there. Neo Diva 024 Eva, if there's any other artists or actors that you would like to collaborate with in the future. That's
any artists? I mean, everyone. I think I would love to play in the fire style realm still a little bit. I think this is a very unique thing that we just kind of accidentally did, like,
yeah,
you know, like accidentally on purpose. And I think there's a lot of like kind of an untapped gold mine here for just fun, like you said, creative content that people, like, you know, have been yearning for, like, you know, because like anyone, I'm sure I have, like I said, I'd have to do a live stream. There's so many artists I would love to work with, but I feel like there's something kind of special in this album here, and just like being able to hear about the fans loving it. Like, people have called it a love letter, and that's more than I ever needed to hear. Like, as the #1 fan of the series, like I'm sure everyone is, being able to fulfill that is really fulfilling in itself. So I'd love to play with this sort of ball game a little more.
Right. Amazing. And Nick East Coast Spidey, you asked if the album's going to be on Spotify. It is on Spotify right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yuri, why don't you tell us one more time before you got to hop off exactly what the best call to action is for people to listen? Is it download on iTunes?
Man,
and
well, you know,
spend your money straight to NAACP.
Yeah, if you could spend your money by buying the record on iTunes, it's $9.99. All that money goes to two charities, NAACP Legal Fund and Asian Americans Advancing Justice. But you know, not everybody's got $10 to throw at a record, and a lot of people just would rather, you know, stream on Apple Music or on Spotify or wherever you get your music. It is, I think, pretty much available wherever you get your music. So go get it, you know, in whatever way, shape, or form, and tell your friends. Like, if you dig it, tell your friends, because that's how, you know, we're not, you know, a big record company that can like promote. So this is how the word gets out.
We're just a Big Lug record company.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
awesome.
Did someone ask how it came up with my name? Right,
oh yeah,
at some point?
I don't even know that.
Quick story time, and it's interesting. I was at my high school, and the night before I had fallen asleep watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, and they called Ed a big lug. He was like, "Oh, you big lug," and I was stuck in my head for like hours. I couldn't get it out, and I was just sitting there. And I was like 16, so like 10 years ago, and I was like, "What if I just want a big lug?" And then from there, it was just blame Ed, Edd n Eddy, basically.
Oh my God, I love it.
You're an animation fan through and through.
Oh, yeah. That's the next album, Ed, Edd n Eddy album.
Well,
yes.
Yuri,
Yes,
Clay, it's been so great chatting with you guys. Go download the album, go check it out, share it with a friend, and stay tuned to this space. If you like this interview, I do one every week, not just on IGTV, but on YouTube, and post the shorts here. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Thanks for your time, guys.
Alicyn, thanks so much for having us on. I miss you. It was cool to kind of get to hang out a little bit, even though I know it's not real.
I know. It was so good to see you guys, and nice to meet you, Big Lug.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. I put on a Sonic shirt for what that's worth.
Oh, hey.
My son would love it.
Hails to the rescue.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll catch you guys
Bye,
soon, all
everybody.
right?
Thanks
Bye,
so much.
everybody.
Bye.